Patterns are sequences that repeat. They can be visual sequences, like designs in fabric or wrapping paper, sequences of sound, like music, or sequences of movements. Patterns are everywhere in our world, and they are an underlying theme in math and science. Helping children recognize and understand simple patterns will prepare them for later mathematical learning. In early learning, patterns are all about categories and classification. We need to know what things are blocks before we can learn to count blocks. A toddler can separate red blocks from blue blocks. The reds go here, the blues go there. Children can sort toys, vehicles, and musical instruments or books about animals, and books about trucks. Using attribute blocks or household items like a button collection, play a game where you indicate 2 or 3 items that belong together and have the children figure out the pattern by trying to place other items in the group. You can tell them if they do belong or not. Looking for patterns is an important skill in problem solving. You can do patterns in so many ways. Sound patterns, like clapping, and in songs like Old MacDonald.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O.
The E-I-E-I-O is a familiar pattern that will repeat, regardless of the animal that's being highlighted. Action patterns can be any repeated series of movements, like jump up, stand up, sit down, hop, turn. Playing peekaboo is another example of a simple action pattern. It has a predictable order. You hide, you reveal, you say peekaboo. Once children can sort and recognize patterns, they can start making patterns on their own. Children can use homemade stamps to make patterns. You can make inexpensive stamps out of a potato. A star, then a bear, then a star, then what comes next? Older children can make necklaces out of fruit cereal and yarn, making a pattern alternating 2 or 3 colors. For outdoor activities, try a pattern walk. Look for patterns in leaves, or flowers, or fences. Pattern recognition is such a natural, automatic part of adult life that we may not even realize how it connects to mathematical thinking and problem solving. Learning to see a pattern in one direction, left to right, or top to bottom, is an important reading skill. Patterns play a role in learning to count too. The numbers themselves are a pattern. They always go from 0 to 9. Patterns can show how mathematical operations like multiplication work. Point out to children that if one person has 2 eyes, then 2 people will have 4 eyes altogether. 3 people will have 6 eyes in total, and so on. After establishing the pattern, we can use it to figure out how many eyes there would be in a group of 100 people. Helping children recognize, interpret, and anticipate patterns begins in the early years. Activities like sorting blocks, searching for repeating sequences in the real world, pattern making, and singing and dancing provide direct experience with patterns. Familiarity with patterns that surround us creates a solid foundation for children's future as problem solvers and math users.